harsh. Oh my gosh, I hate being this mean, but hey guys, it's Claire. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a May reading recap, so let's get started. So we have like a different setup today. I don't know, I just thought since we were doing like a reading video, this chair was a little bit cozier, but it's also like really loud, so we'll just have to see if this gets on my nerves or not. So yeah, you guys, we're doing a reading video, a reading recap. I don't know where this came from exactly, but for some reason this month I just wanted to read and I read a lot. So let's just dive into these books and I'll rate them and give like a brief like review about the books. So let's go. I'm not really sure where to start with these. I think I'll just go in the order that I read them. The first book I read this month is Fairest of All by Serena Valentino. So if you didn't recognize who's on the front, this is the backstory of the evil queen from Snow White. There's actually a whole series of these books about the backstories of different Disney villains. I'm obsessed with Disney villains, so I will definitely be reading more of these. This book was honestly really good. It was a pretty quick read and like I said, I really love Disney villains. So reading this book was a really fun experience. It was honestly a little sad, like the way just vanity and grief just took over her heart and made her, I mean, if you've seen Snow White, this isn't a spoiler, like made her want to kill her own daughter. It's very sad. My only con for this book is the writing did not blow my mind. It wasn't bad. It was just really, really simple and a little bit bland. Like when things were high stakes and intense stuff was happening, it didn't really feel like that because the author kind of just stated what was happening. Like it wasn't very done up. It could have been a little bit more like immersive. This is kind of like an emotional tale, and when intense things were happening, it just didn't really feel very intense because things were just so like stated, like this is happening, and then it would be kind of like, oh wait, like wow, that's kind of crazy. Overall rating of this book, I'm gonna give it a 4 stars because honestly, thinking back to the storyline, it was really well done, really, really good. It's just the writing wasn't quite there for it to be a 5-star. The second book I read this month is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I know this book like was super popular a little bit ago, but like I said, I just suddenly dove into reading this month, so I kind of like went back and looked at some really popular books from like a little while back and was reading those because like I'd heard a lot about this book, never read it. This month I got the desire to read, so I read it. I'm late to the party, but I'm here and I have an opinion, per the usual. So overall, this book was super enjoyable. I actually kind of came up with some pros and cons, so I'm just gonna go through those really quick. Pros: the romance story was not unbearably cringy and cheesy. I'm really picky about romance stories. I don't know why. I'm not a very romancy kind of girl. So I appreciated that this wasn't too ooey gooey romance the entire thing. The ending was a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. Second, the writing is so good. I absolutely love the way this author writes. She wrote it so like, it was such a good balance of not too bland, like how I said the other book was too bland, but it wasn't so done up you couldn't understand. It was easy to understand, but it had some depth and some like really good quality writing. And third, the characters were really well developed. It's so hard when I read a book and I just don't feel any attachment to the characters because I don't like them or they're just not really developed enough. And Lynn Painter did a fantastic job of actually giving strong characters in this book, which I really, really appreciate. Yeah, the characters were great. Cons to this book. At the end, it did start to get a little bit lovey-dovey for me. Not spicy. So this is definitely a non-spicy, closed-door romance. It was not really spicy, but it was just a little bit, it was a little bit cheesy at the end. Like I felt like the ending was a little drawn out, but that's my own opinion. I know tons of people who like love that kind of stuff will disagree with me on that. Con number 2 is there is some swearing in this book, not enough to like not read it. I don't think it should like stop you from reading it. My only issue with that is it's just like these are teenagers cursing fluently around each other and around their parents, and it's just kind of normalizing teens swearing nonstop, which I don't love because it's not like it's just in high stakes situations. It's very much a part of their everyday vocabulary, which I did not love. Overall, I'm gonna give this book 3.5 stars. Will I read the sequel when it comes out? Yes. Will I recommend it to people who like romances? Yes. Am I thinking about it all the time, obsessed with it? No. I know I just gave a speech about how I don't like romances, but for some reason I read a lot of romance this month. I don't know why. So I read this one because it was super popular. My friends recommended it to me. Everyone like reads this book, and that is The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. I actually listened to this one on audiobook. Sometimes with the romances, I get bored if I try to read them, so I like listening to them. I know some people really like this book. To all of you who like this book, I'm sorry, but I hated this. I sound so harsh, oh my gosh. I hate being this mean, but like, I hated this book. Basically, it's like two best friends who are like almost awkwardly close as friends, but they just won't get out of the friend zone. And they have to fake date for something because he's like a celebrity football player. And they end up fake dating, and then, surprise, they fall in love. I mean, that's not really a spoiler because it kind of says on the back. This was not very spicy. It was fairly closed doors. Still a little bit spicy for me, but I have like a no spice tolerance. Not with hot foods, with books. And maybe if I read the book and didn't listen to the audiobook, I would like it more. But it's just the whole attitude of this book was just so like, oh my gosh, he's so hot or she's so hot. And I'm just like, look at his muscles and look at her body. Like, that kind of thing just annoys me because I feel like romance books should be more than that. That's what I'm saying. There was some sweet things about like their personality and how much they genuinely cared for each other. There were some good things, but it was just not for me. So overall, I'm gonna give it 1 star. Okay, we are flipping the switch big time because the next book I read was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This book was insane. Oh my goodness. Again, I feel like I'm reading all these super popular books that were like popular a little while back, but I'm reading them now, and this book was insane. I love mysteries. This was the perfect balance of like intense mystery but not too scary, or amazing well-developed characters. I actually like love all the characters, even the characters that I hate because they're so bad. I love how developed they are and how strong their personalities are. Another thing I love is at the end of almost every chapter, there's like snippets of her interviews and text conversations and things like that, like information that she's gathering. So you're not just reading chapter after chapter. There's like cool evidence pieces in here. And every time she gets a new suspect, she adds it to her suspect list, and the suspect list is listed at the end of the chapter, so you can keep track and actually follow along with all the details that are happening in the case. It's fantastic. 5 stars. Recommend this to anyone who likes mysteries. It's actually like incredible. So the book I finished right after Good Girl's Guide to Murder is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. So you might be thinking, Claire, like, why are you reading another romance? Like, what? Technically this is a romance, but like not really. I feel like the main plot line was her uncovering her mysterious family past, all the secrets that her mom was hiding. This book was so good. It is the perfect summer read. It's set in Italy. It's just got the best summer vibes. Like I said, a little bit of a mystery, but not like a scary, like there's a murder or something, like a family history kind of mystery. Basically, the story follows the main character, Lena, who goes to live overseas in Italy with this person who everyone is saying is her dad. She's never met him before, but her mother passed away, and this is where she is supposed to live now. And she kind of just is adjusting to living in Italy and with strangers, and actually their house is at a cemetery, so that's kind of like a lot for her to process. And along the way she learns some interesting secrets about her mother and her mother's life. This book was so great, so cute, completely clean, no swearing, completely closed door, like it was completely clean. Young like tweens could read this. Like, this is a very appropriate book for everyone. Yeah, this was so enjoyable. 4 stars. Okay, you guys, after the cheat sheet, I was like actually upset by how much I hated it. But I was like, okay, I need to give Sarah Adams one more chance because I don't want to go on the internet and slam this book with like a 1-star rating. I want to give her a chance. So I'm like, I'm gonna read another one of her books. So next I read The Enemy by Sarah Adams. They're making like a new version of the paperback, so I couldn't order the book, so I don't actually have the paperback with me because it's not out until August, I think. So I listened to the audiobook of this. The Enemy was a lot better than the cheat sheet. The main girl was hysterical. I was laughing so much. She was so funny. I loved the main girl. The main guy got on my nerves slightly, but it wasn't as bad. I feel like this romance was even more closed door than the one before. There's still the same aspect of the like guy just like drooling over the girl's appearance, which some people might find that sweet. I found that a little bit annoying and repetitive. The first like half of this book I loved. The second half was a little too slow and romancy for me. I'm gonna give it probably 2.5 stars. Much better than the cheat sheet. If you like cute romances, definitely read this one. I don't think it was like my personal like type of book, but if you like cute romances, read this one because it was good. Okay, you guys, after A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I had to, of course, go straight into the sequel, which is Good Girl, Bad Blood. OMG, this did not disappoint. I went into this with the highest standards after the first one. It started out slightly slow, kind of with like a recap of the last one. Because I read them like back to back, I didn't really need the recap, so it was feeling a little slow for me. But like if I had had time in between and kind of forgotten about some of the details of the past one, it definitely would have been beneficial. Once I got into it, it was amazing. I had some insane reactions to this, honestly. I was actually filming myself reading it for a vlog, so I will put some of the clips of that in right now so you can see some of my reactions. This book is insane. Oh my gosh. I'm actually tearing up. Like, this book is absolutely insane. So this follows a lot of the same characters. Pip is still the main girl, and this one is actually about a disappearance, not a murder. And it's really good. I mean, 5 stars. Okay, you guys, so that is everything I read in May 2024. We had quite the range there, some 1 star and some 5 stars. So it was an epic roller coaster month, but I hope that this reading obsession carries on, and if it does, you will know because you will see more of these monthly reading recaps. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to receive notifications every time I upload. Comment down below if there's any other book related videos you want me to do. And also comment down below your book recommendations because I need some new stuff to read. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!